Right, hello everyone, this is Fader. With this little video is just going to explain or go through a couple of mixing techniques that I tend to use. It's basically made for, well, the techniques are designed mainly for guitar, or if you're running multiple guitars to allow other things to go through. It creates a lot of room in your mix for you to do other things with. I've just finished getting over a cold and I probably sound absolutely terrible. However, I will say, because this is being recorded on a phone, sound quality may differ, may not be as nice as I might want it, but the principles are all there. Not only that, I am not a fantastic guitar player. I literally plugged into a DI and just recorded bits and bobs. So without further ado, these are the sections that we have. That is what I'm using as my lead guitar, or a poor excuse thereof. This is electric guitar 1. Electric guitar 2. And a twinge of acoustic. Now all of them together, they are all set level, so, and they've got no processing on or anything like that. So it sounds quite murky, quite near, and a bit twingy as well. So what I'm going to do is go to part number 2, which is something like this. As you can see, the EQs have been changed. And what I have done is for guitars, well, let's scroll to the top. For guitars 1 and 2, I have copied and pasted them across to a channel, made one a higher part and a lower part. So you can see this is the guitar low. So I've removed a lot of the top end, done a small cut there, bit of a boost at the lower end, and got rid of some of the mud at the bottom. I have then also, I don't know if you can see this over on this side, I have also then, if we go to the mixer, panned it that way, and then the opposite thing for the high part of the guitar. So I've removed all the bottom part and done a bit of a high boost, and then panned it slightly more on the higher part because we want to allow more room for the higher bits of the lead guitar to come through. That together now sounds like this. Now we've got 2 guitars in this mix, so what I've done exactly what I've done on this, well, almost exactly. I have altered the EQs slightly to benefit the other guitar. However, the lower part, instead of being panned to the left, is now panned to the right, and the higher part is now panned to the left, whilst the other one is panned to the right. So you get a big fat stereo image of these 2 guitars. If I mute them and solo these, so you then get this. Then with the other 2 in, so that is like the sort of the main part of this sort of instructional video, is that sort of process, and it will sort of slightly thicken up and sort of increase the perceived amplitude of these guitars. I've then also rewind, put words out face. Doing this also allows a lot of room for, say, the more subtler parts of an acoustic guitar. So by putting that in with a little bit of EQ on the acoustic, you can see I've cut where I want to cut and boost where sort of the main ranges are. I would say it's personally, for studio mixing, better to do as much cutting as you can as opposed to boosting. Boost where you need to, but little and often. Well, as little as possible. But if it needs it, it needs it. Do what sounds good, basically. But cutting allows you to have more sort of headroom and reduces the amount of clipping. So you want to be able to create as much space in a mix so that all the things can come through and make a really nice balance, and it all pays off in the end. So with this adding in, the acoustic can now be heard really clearly, or a lot more than it would have been. But also by doing this, we have also allowed it so that the lead guitar, of which I am quite embarrassed that I actually played, the lead guitar part can also come through really loud, and you can hear almost every single one of my mistakes, which is quite embarrassing. But here you go. And you'll also notice that I've still got roughly the same amount of volume and noise coming out of these speakers. The speakers I'm using are Adam F7s, and they're absolutely gorgeous. But you'll notice that the actual amplitude from them and all these channels has been dropped while still remaining the same sort of thickness and density as it would be as if they were all set at 0. And it's now made a nice balanced mix through doing this process. It's a long way around, but it really pays off and opens up your mix so you can do more later, or if you've got lots more channels. Okay, moving on to step 3. Now this will look exactly the same as it would otherwise, but what I have done is I have sent 3 sets of reverbs on the bus system. I'm using Logic Pro 9, and what you want to do, which is a really good practice to do, is across all channels, I suppose there are probably a couple of exceptions, but mainly across all channels, is apply a glue verb. Now I've done basic setups in Space Designer, simple as that. I just use the default ones just for demonstrational purposes. So I want to try and create quite a live sort of setting, so I've used Live Chamber. Now that by itself will sound like this. So that is just the reverb tails on that, if that's audible. It's not a lot, but then again what this does is this glues all your tracks together and sort of merges it all into one thing, so it sounds like it's being performed live and it's not individual people playing one at a time. I've then got an additive verb. This I've used on the electric guitar 1, so let's not do it like that. So this is to push them, say, further back of the stage so that they've created a bit of distance. The more chuggy guitars are further forwards in the mix, so like on your face, and these are sort of slightly further back, so you get that. And the reverb by itself, it's not a lot of it, but it does help push it back. which is quite nice because it gives more of that separation and room in the mix. Now, all four, well, 2 guitars but 4 channels together sound something. Oh, I don't want that one. Sound like this. Then what we've got after that is effects reverb. So this is often something that's a little bit more adventurous, a bit more sort of, well, it's designed more as an effect. It can really add some creativity into your mix. And what I've done with that is I've put a little bit of it on the acoustic just to sort of give the acoustic a bit more of a sort of, yeah, well, a bit more of an effect really. So it sounds a bit more roomy, a bit more homey, and that sort of thing. So that's on there. So this is just the reverb channel for the effects. And you can hear there's a lot of it on the lead guitar. That sounds something like that. Oh, that's me playing. And then with everything. Nice little bit of a reverb tail off the end. Well, that was that. And hopefully this has helped. Hopefully it sounds okay. I haven't really been able to check yet because I'm still recording and I'm jabbering on, which makes no sense whatsoever. I should just end this. So from your happy bouncy coffee filled mixing fox, have a good one and try some of this out. It could benefit.